Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching this video. Today's lesson is on money. I should have said it was an advanced lesson first. So this is an advanced lesson, so little to no Portuguese, and today's lesson is on money. Sounds like a maths lesson, doesn't it? It's a very cool lesson actually. I love this lesson. I haven't done this lesson before. I kind of planned it. I've never given it like this. But there's some idioms, there's some slang, there's some expressions, there is some formal and informal, there's some financial terms, okay? So believe it or not, you can actually do a whole lesson on money, and it's actually very cool, it's very interesting. So I'm going to get going, okay? So today we're going to be looking at some synonyms for rich, poor, and mean. Okay, we're going to be looking at some money idioms, so some expressions we use. Yeah, we're going to be looking at some slang. We're going to be looking at some financial terms. Okay, so all of this comes under the heading money. In fact, I think probably when people go onto the platform and they see a lesson, I don't know what it is now, 12 or something, money, they'll be like, what? But anyway, you guys advanced students, I always look for different things to do with you guys. We do some advanced grammar, but I don't want it to be all focused on that. I want it to be a bit more everyday and how you can improve your English when probably most of you, well, yeah, I'm sure all of you actually advanced people already speak English. So how can we make it better? Okay, so that's the base of this lesson. Okay, so let's get going. So we're going to look at some synonyms for rich, poor, and mean, okay? So we've got rich. Actually, no, we'll start with mean. I'm going to start with mean, poor, and rich, okay? So we're going to call mean A, poor B, and rich C, okay? So I'm going to put some words on the board. Some of them you might have seen before, some of them maybe you haven't seen before, okay? And then we're going to put them into each category. First of all, poor obviously is when you don't have much money. Rich is when you have a lot of money. And mean is literally when you don't want to share money, give money away. You want to keep selfish. You want to keep all the money to yourself, okay? So we've got poverty-stricken. We've got well-off. We've got skint. We've got affluent. We've got stingy. We've got comfortable. We've got wealthy, miserly, broke, badly off, impoverished, loaded, tight-fisted, penny pinching, hard up, and prosperous. Okay, so these are all words that we use with money, okay? Some are more formal, some are slang, some are slightly less formal, day to day, okay? So we're going to go through them one by one. Okay, so poverty-stricken. But obviously poverty is when you haven't got any money. So it's like extreme, actually quite extreme. So that fits into poor. So poverty-stricken. Well-off means you are rich, okay? Then we've got skint, which means you are poor. That is slang. Okay, we use that a lot. Oh God, I'm so skint. I can't wait to get paid. Yeah. Affluent, that is rich. Stingy, that is mean. Okay. God, he's really stingy. He never pays for anything. I always pay at the restaurant. Yeah. Comfortable. It comes under rich, but it's not rich. It's like actually well off as well. But comfortable is like you have enough money to live and a little bit of luxury. Okay, so you can say they're comfortable. They've got quite a bit of money. Wealthy is rich. Miserly. That is mean. Okay, they say Scrooge was miserly. Yeah, we use that quite a lot. Dickens' character Scrooge, we say he is a miser. He was miserly. Okay, broke. Quebrado, poor, yeah. Badly off is also poor. Impoverished is more formal, also poor. Loaded, when you have lots and lots of money, okay? You are loaded, that's very rich, all right? When you say they're loaded. Tight-fisted, tight-fisted. You guys do that signal, don't you? It's mean, it's stingy, okay? Stingy is more informal. So tight-fisted is mean. Penny pinching is also mean. If you think about pinching something, you're taking it, you're robbing it, you're stealing it. So it's like stealing money. Penny pinching, it's a metaphor actually. So mean. Hard up is poor. And prosperous is rich. Okay, so I think probably you haven't seen a lot of those words before. So lots of nice new vocabulary. A couple of these words, these are adjectives obviously. A couple of these adjectives, they do have a noun form. Okay, so I'm going to show you their noun form. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them which have a noun form. Okay, so I'm going to take these ones off. Let's have a look at the adjectives that have a noun form. Oops. So, stingy, let's start with stingy. Comfortable, wealthy, affluent, and prosperous. So stingy in its noun form becomes stinginess. So you could say something like, God, they're already stingy in that family. There's loads of stinginess. Yeah, we don't use that word a lot actually, but it's a good word. It's a good word for you to know. Comfortable obviously becomes comfort. That's a more common one. Okay, wealthy becomes wealth. You might have seen that before. Affluent becomes affluence. Yeah, and prosperous becomes prosperity. Okay, so you can say prosperity comes from giving to the poor. Yeah, prosperity comes from giving to the poor. That's something very nice. Okay, so let's have a little look at the informal, the slang words. So just so that you are aware which are informal and which are slang. So the informal words, or the new words that I've given you, or slang, are stingy, yeah, well off, skint, broke, and badly off. We don't use badly off a lot, in my opinion, but there we go. So stingy, well off, skint, broke, and badly off, they are all slang, very informal, yeah? So stingy is like this, well off, rich, skint, no money, broke, no money, badly off, no money. So we have more slang words for no money, probably because more people in England have not much money, obviously, as the same with everyone in the world. It's that pyramid of people, isn't it? Yes, so there is more slang for not having much money. Okay, so we're going to go through a couple of money idioms and expressions, okay? Now, these are really good. I love these bits. So, let's have a look. I think you guys probably enjoyed them as well. Idioms and expressions are great. So, we've got money talks. We've got easy money. We've got pocket money. We've got money down the drain. We've got money makes the world go round. I think there's a song that talks about money makes the world go round. Made of money. And money is the root of all evil. Guys, you can probably hear today, there's a building site behind my house at the moment, so I apologise if it's a bit in the background. Okay, so money talks. What does that mean? Money talks is like, actually this is quite true in Brazil. It's true everywhere, but I think it's slightly more true, definitely, even in Brazil. So it's basically when you have money, you can get what you want. So you can get around things, you can get to the front of the queue, you can get to the VIP area. That's what it means. Money talks, yeah? Well, put your money where your mouth is another one, actually. So money talks is kind of like, com dinheiro consegue tudo, yeah? Easy money, you guys say that as well. So you have that in Portuguese, dinheiro fácil. So we would say easy money. Goes easily, so you lose it easily. It doesn't mean as much, okay? Dirty money, sometimes we say as well. Easy money, it's when you earn money doing something you shouldn't be doing. So stealing or selling drugs or, okay? Pocket money is the money that generally your parents give you every month. So mesada, I think that's what you call it. So you can say, oh, I give my 10-year-old £5 pocket money every week, yeah? Money down the drain, you also have that in Portuguese, é dinheiro jogado fora. We say no, not some sei como fala isso. Down the drain, so like the bit in the sink, or bueiro, maybe. So money down the drain, yeah? It's money thrown away. You could say, oh God, let's say you buy a new car and 3 months later it breaks. It's money down the drain. It's just money thrown away, yeah? Money makes the world go round. So without money, the world stops. You need money for everything. That's what it means. So you can say, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've lost my job. I have no money. And money makes the world go round. Like there's nothing I can do without money. Yeah? Made of money is when someone is very rich, okay? So you could say, oh my God, that family's made of money. Eles são feitos de dinheiro. Yeah, they're made of money. And money is the root of all evil. I'm sure you've heard that one before. That one translates quite nicely, which is dinheiro é a raiz de todo mal. Okay, money is the root of all evil. All right, I'm just going to put your money where your mouth is as well, because when I was talking, I remembered it. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money here. That's when you want to bet with someone. So you say, I'm going to run a 10K, or I'm going to run a marathon. Nah, you can't do that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to run a marathon. No, you can't do that. All right, fine. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. Like, let's make a bet. Yeah? You say you can do it, so put money on it. Put your money where your mouth is. Okay? Cool. So, moving on. A little bit of extra slang. This is British slang now, okay? I think they don't use this in America, I think. It's definitely British slang, though. We definitely use this a lot here. So, a couple of new British slang words for money. Obviously, with slang words, they are different in America, in England and Canada or whatever, but we do understand each other. And even if it's a word where I think, oh, I haven't heard that before, you would understand it from the context. So don't worry about, oh, I learned British slang and I went to USA and I said, doesn't matter, okay? So, number one, have you got £5 for a beer? Actually, that's quite expensive beer, depending on. Have you got £5 for a beer? So what does that mean? What's £5? What's a quid? It's a pound. So quid, you say, oh, have you got 10 quid? Have you got £10? Okay? It's slang for pound. £5, 10 quid, 20 quid, 50 quid. Oh God, I lost 50 quid. We use it a lot. It's very common and it's slang, okay? You could say, how much did you get for your car? Now this is quite advanced English, guys, because most of you would probably say, how much did you sell your car for? That's grammatically correct as well. Por quanto você vendeu seu carro? But me saying, how much did you get for your car is much more natural. Quanto você pegou no carro? Yeah, it's very natural English. It's not like, por quanto você vendeu seu carro? No, é quanto você pegou no carro? How much did you get for your car? Anyway, that wasn't actually going to be my focus. My focus was going to be, so the answer, you could say around 4 grand. Around 4 grand. A grand is 1,000. Okay, so 4,000. Around 4 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, 50 grand. Okay, grand, 1,000. Moving on. You can say, how much was your new extension? So maybe you've just done up your house. How much was your new extension? And the person might say, ooh, it was 60k. Yeah, you use that sometimes in Portuguese as well, but we do, we say k. 100k, 60k, 50k. K is obviously 1,000 as well, okay? I think grand is more popular, more common for us than K, okay? But we use it a lot. We use K a bit more in finances, so financial situations, and grand a bit more in sales, yeah? Okay, and then last but not least, can you lend me a tenner? Can you lend me a tenner? So a tenner is £10. All right. We use that for 5 and 10. That's it, not 20, not 50. We don't have a £100 note anyway. So we have tenner and we also have fiver, which is £5. These are slang, yeah, remember, they're not formal. So you can say, can you lend me a fiver? Yeah, it's £5. So then you could reply something like, sorry, I'm skint. Remember the word? Or broke. Slang. Desculpa, tô quebrado. Sorry, I'm skint. I'm broke. Yeah? Okay, so this is, I told you this was a fun lesson. When I was planning this lesson, I thought, yeah, this is a good lesson. They're gonna like this. Okay, so on to some serious stuff. A little bit of financial money words. I got lost on what I was saying there. A little bit about finances, really, financial words. Some of them you might know, some you might not. Obviously, it's very important. Actually, probably more important than slang. But there we go. You guys like the slang, so. Okay, so I'm going to write them all on the board, and then I'm going to explain them one by one, okay? So, tip, taxes, mortgage, pension, deposit, fare, inheritance, fine, fees, loan, salary, interest, profit. Okay, so I did actually do a sentence for each of these, but I think what I am going to do, I could just translate them for you. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to explain each one in English because it'll help you to understand things when they are explained in English, not just translating. And then I'll give you an example speaking. Okay, it's not going to write them down because it'll take too long and I want to speak to you today. All right, so tip. A tip is something that you give generally for good service. So you might give it to a waiter, you might give it to a hairdresser, you might give it to a taxi driver, okay? So an example in a sentence would be a waitress comes home and she says, oh, I had a great shift tonight. I got £10 in tips, or £20 in tips, or 20 quid. I got 20 quid in tips, yeah? God, I had an amazing shift tonight. I got 20 quid in tips, yeah? Just using the quid. Okay, taxes are the money that we pay to the government for public services. So each month your salary comes in, you pay taxes to the government pays for the schools, the police, the hospitals. Yeah, so you could say something like, I need to check I've paid my taxes correctly because the financial year ends soon. Yeah, or you could say I'm paying so many taxes at the moment because I've been working extra hours. Yeah. Okay, mortgage. Mortgage is a special type of borrowing money from a bank generally for a property. Okay, so it might be a house that you live in, it might be a flat, it might be a business, it might be a shop. Okay, it might be a piece of land. Yeah, it's unlikely to be land, but it could be. Okay, so it's a special type of borrowing money from the bank for property. Okay, for property. So it's not just borrowing money from the bank, it's against a property. So they have the property as a guarantee. Yeah, so you could say, I got a very good rate. Oh, rate, that's another word. I got a very good rate on the mortgage for my house. So the rate is the percentage on top, maybe 3%, 4%, 5%, that's the rate. So I got a very good rate on the mortgage for my house. Yeah, or you can say, how much was the mortgage? Or how much do you have left to pay of the mortgage? Or I'm worried about paying my mortgage, I've lost my job. Yeah, pension. Be careful. This is not pensão. Okay, and I've seen loads of people before saying, oh, my son's pension, pensão do meu filho, and it's not. Okay, pension is when you are very old and you don't work anymore and you have money either that you saved or from the government. Okay, so aposentadoria, yeah, not pensão. Careful, all right. So pension is quite often from the government or money that you've saved. So you could say, oh, you know, I have to be a little bit more careful nowadays because I'm living off my pension, or I need to start saving more money because I need to start thinking about my pension. Okay, deposit, very similar to the word in Portuguese. So you can say, oh, I need to save 15,000 or 15 grand or 15k to buy a house for a deposit, or I have 2,000 or 2 grand for a deposit on a car. Okay. Fare is the price or the money that we pay for a ticket. So generally on a train or a bus or an airplane. So you can say the fares are really high at the moment. It must be because it's summer. Yeah. Or you can say the fares have gone down because of COVID. Yeah. Inheritance. Inheritance is when you get money from someone generally who's died. Okay. So it might be a family member quite often, or maybe someone you cared for or cared for you, or a husband or a wife. So inheritance is when you get their money. So you can say, I'm looking to buy a house. I've just come into, we say come into an inheritance. Okay. You could say, well, I've just got an inheritance. I've just inherited money. Okay. Fine is when you do something wrong and you have to pay. So you park in the wrong place, or you drive on the wrong place, or you throw rubbish in the street, or so you can say in England, you can get a fine for throwing a cigarette on the floor. I think it's £80. Yeah. Fees are what you pay for someone's services. So generally a professional like a psychologist, a private doctor, somebody that you would see regularly, not like Or you could say teacher actually, or a private school. So it's a service that you use regularly. So you could say my school fees, private school, have gone up this year. Or you could say how much are that lawyer's fees, yeah? Loan is when you borrow money from the bank, and in this case it's not for a house. We don't know what it's for. It might be for a holiday, for home improvements, for a new car. That's what they normally give us the little examples. And then salary, obviously very similar in Portuguese. So your salary is what you get generally every month or every week for your work, from your business or from, your employer, okay? Interest is when you pay more than you borrowed, okay? So if you borrow 500, you pay back 600, you have paid £100 in interest. So quite often there's a percentage, it's 10% interest, 5% interest, yeah? And profit, which is when you sell something for more than it cost, okay? So if I buy this for £5 and I sell it for £10, I have made £5 profit, okay? Yeah, does that all make sense? I feel like I need a drink after saying all of that. Okay, so those are the financial terms. I hope you enjoyed that lesson, guys, and I bet at the start of the lesson you were thinking, oh my god, how is she going to do like a whole lesson on money, and it's not even a maths lesson, but as I said, it is quite a cool lesson, and I hope you learned something, and I will obviously give you guys some homework. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you all same place next week. Have a great week.